Good morning, everyone. Please be seated. On behalf of the University of Strathclyde, I'd like to extend a very warm welcome to you to this congregation for the conferment of degrees here in a very hot Barony Hall. Today is a day of celebration for the university because it's a graduation day, and we'll soon see our graduands who are sitting in front of me and behind me cross this stage and become graduates. And it's also fitting that their friends, families and supporters are here in order to see that happening, as well as all of the staff in the university. So in a few minutes, it will be my privilege to cap each of our graduates as their name is called out and they cross the stage. I shall place the graduation cap upon their head, thereby conferring their degree. And the capping tradition, that has its roots in ancient China, and it's recognised as a rite of passage and as a mark of achievement. And for each of our graduates once capped, they then join a community of scholars at the University of Strathclyde that goes back over 200 years to the Scottish Enlightenment. Now, at the start of this morning's proceedings, we also have our Alumna of the Year Award. And that's an award that's made by the university to recognise one of our graduates who's made particular contributions and achievements. This year's winner is Michelle Crossan-Matos, and we shall hear a little bit about Michelle's contributions during the award aspect. So I do hope that you enjoy the ceremony. After the ceremony, we have a reception in our nearby learning and teaching building, to which everyone is invited to come along and to get some much needed refreshments. We also hope to have an academic procession, which will go from the Barony to the learning and teaching building. It normally depends upon the weather. I think we're going to be okay today. And for that procession, our newest graduates would also be invited to join it. So in the meantime, I do hope that you enjoy the ceremony. And when you see your loved one come on stage to receive their award, please feel free to celebrate. Make sure you clap, you cheer, because these events don't come round very often. So please make the most of it. I now formally declare that this congregation for the conferment of degrees is open, and I invite Professor Jill McBride to present our Alumna of the Year to receive her award. Thank you.
Vice Principal, I have the honour to present to you Michelle Crossan-Matos, our Alumna of the Year 2026. It is a great pleasure and a particular privilege to present Michelle, one of Strathclyde's most accomplished graduates, for this year's award. Awards such as this recognise exceptional professional achievement, but they also celebrate something deeper: the values, determination and leadership that enable an individual not merely to succeed, but to make a lasting impact on the organisations, industries and communities that they serve. Michelle exemplifies these qualities in abundance. Born and raised in Glasgow, Michelle's journey began here in Scotland and indeed here at the University of Strathclyde. In 1998, she graduated with a Bachelor of Science with honours in Technology and Business Studies. And some of you might not know this, but that is the same programme that I graduated in some 8 years earlier, and I went on to teach Michelle. That degree and its interdisciplinary approach has characterised Michelle's career ever since. Combining technological understanding with commercial insight, her studies equipped her with the ability to bridge disciplines, to think strategically, and adapt to rapidly changing industries. The education she received at Strathclyde laid the foundation for a career that would take her to senior roles in some of the world's most recognised brands and innovative companies. Like many outstanding leaders, Michelle did not begin her career with a straightforward path to the executive suite. Instead, she built her expertise through a series of demanding roles that developed both her technical capabilities and her understanding of consumers, markets, and organisations. She began her professional career with Procter & Gamble, one of the world's most respected brand-building companies, and it was at P&G she developed the fundamental skills of marketing, consumer insight and strategic management that would later become hallmarks of her leadership style. Those early years were formative. P&G has long been recognised as a training ground for some of the world's most influential business leaders, and Michelle distinguished herself by combining a deep understanding of consumer needs with an ability to drive innovation and growth. Her growing reputation led her into increasingly senior international executive positions. Among these was her role as Chief Marketing Officer at Vertu, a luxury mobile phone company. And it was working in the luxury sector where she was required to a sophisticated understanding of brand value, customer experience, and global markets. Michelle demonstrated an ability to connect products with powerful narratives and meaningful customer relationships, skills that would become central to her future success. From luxury goods, she moved into one of the most dynamic and rapidly evolving industries in the world, consumer technology. At Samsung Electronics America, Michelle held several senior executive positions, including Senior Vice President of Corporate Strategy, Innovation and Transformation, and later Chief Marketing, Citizenship and Communications Officer. These years of extraordinary change in technology, consumer behaviour and global communications. And it was during this period that Michelle helped guide one of the world's most influential technology companies through a highly competitive landscape. Her responsibilities extended far beyond traditional marketing. She played a significant role in corporate strategy, innovation, transformation, communications, and citizenship initiatives, demonstrating the breadth of her capabilities. What is particularly striking about Michelle's career is that she has consistently operated at the intersection of business growth and human connection. While many executives focus solely on products and profits, Michelle has repeatedly championed the importance of understanding people, customers, employees, and communities. This emphasis on empathy, insight, and purpose has become a defining feature of her leadership. That philosophy was perhaps most visible during her tenure as Chief Marketing Officer at Ulta Beauty, one of the largest and most successful beauty retailers in the United States. In this role, she oversaw an extraordinarily broad portfolio of responsibilities, including e-commerce, loyalty programs, brand strategy, customer insights, public relations, analytics, creative functions, and even store design. Leading marketing for a major retailer in today's environment requires far more than advertising expertise. It demands an understanding of digital transformation, customer data, changing consumer expectations, and the creation of seamless experiences across multiple challenges. But under Michelle's guidance, Ulta Beauty strengthens its ability to connect with consumers in a meaningful way while continuing to innovate and grow. She became widely recognised not only for commercial success, but for her commitment to a purpose-driven approach. Her work focused on creating deeper emotional connections between organisations and the people they serve. In an age when consumers increasingly expect authenticity from brands, Michelle demonstrated how businesses can create value by understanding and reflecting the aspirations and experiences of their customers. And today, Michelle serves as Chief Brand and Experience Officer at SharkNinja, the global product design and technology company behind this highly successful Shark and Ninja brands. In this role, she leads brand strategy, marketing, creative functions, consumer experience, and global customer engagement. And she plays a central role in shaping how millions of consumers, including me, around the world experience the company's products and services. It is a position that draws upon every stage of her remarkable career. The broad perspective developed through her technology and business studies degree here at Strathclyde, the consumer understanding cultivated at Procter & Gamble, the global brand experience gained at Vertu, the strategic leadership demonstrated at Samsung, and the customer-centred innovation at Ulta Beauty. Yet, impressive as her professional accomplishments are, they tell only part of the story. What makes Michelle particularly deserving of recognition from her alma mater is the example she sets for current and future generations of Strathclyde students. Her career demonstrates that leadership today requires more than technical competence. It requires curiosity, adaptability, resilience, empathy, and the courage to embrace change. She embodies the Strathclyde's long-standing commitment to useful learning, the idea that education should equip individuals not only to understand the world, but also to improve it. Throughout her career, Michelle has consistently translated knowledge into action, strategy into execution, and ideas into meaningful impact. For our students, her journey offers an inspiring reminder that a Strathclyde education can open doors to opportunities on the global stage. From Strathclyde to executive positions at some of the world's most successful companies, Michelle's career illustrates what can be achieved through talent, determination, and a commitment to continuous learning. Indeed, even after her university education, she continued to invest in her development through executive studies at both MIT and Harvard, demonstrating that learning is not a destination, but a lifelong pursuit. Michelle's achievements bring great credit to herself, to her profession, and to this university. She stands as an outstanding ambassador for Strathclyde and for Scotland, and her success inspires all of us who are committed to educating the next generation of leaders. So it is with great pleasure, therefore, Vice Principal, that I ask you to present Strathclyde's Alumna of the Year Award 2026 to Michelle Crossan Matos.
Well, good morning, everyone. How are we feeling in this beautiful sunny day? You're a little quiet, eh? Are we a little bit hot? So, I don't recognize that person. How ironic is that? I stand there, I'm like, who are we talking about? I'm just a girl from the Gorbals. I don't recognize that. That's what Strathclyde does to you. It transforms you, it gives you possibilities. But before I jump into my remarks that the uni asked me to share, I really want to say how emotional this is. Not for me, but all for the mums and dads out there, for you graduating. What a beautiful rite of passage. You should be so proud of yourselves. And I know everyone's going to say that to you, but this really is a beautiful moment, and I still reflect on my graduation. And so everyone, congratulations. Mums and dads, you did a great job, and we're so proud of everyone graduating. So let me get started. I am beyond humbled and beyond grateful to be standing on this stage to say a few words. I wrote a speech some time ago, and I changed it because I had the privilege of being with the Tartan Army in Boston and Miami. It really inspired me to think about things differently. So I'm going to share with you something that I took away from that experience. But before I do, I want to start with saying that life has a beautiful way of coming full circle. So I know my accent sounds weird, right? I actually was born and raised in the Gorbals. I left there at the age of 21. I have such a relationship with this university. I was born in the Rod and Row, if anyone knows that old hospital before it was demolished. I studied and sang for the Scottish Opera in Strathclyde Uni. Can you believe that? And all of this came full circle when I was graduating at the age of 21, and P&G came to Strathclyde as one of the preferred unis, and they were interviewing me in the career service. Anyone here been in the career service? It's a great place to be. And it just comes all full circle that 3 decades later, I'm standing in front of you. Now, plenty of people will get up on a stage and they'll tell you their story. And their stories typically are about them. They're about what they did to achieve. But my story is very different. You see, I'm a Gorbals girl. This Gorbals girl didn't get to this stage by what she did. I'm only here because of the people that came before me, the people that helped me. And I want to affectionately refer to the people that helped me as my own hype army. And I want to talk about the role that everyone plays here in the world of not only being your own hype person, but being the hype person to the left and the right of you. So as a girl growing up in the Gorbals, let me tell you, going to uni was just something impossible, quite frankly. I know it might be a little bit different now, but 30, 40 years ago, that was the situation I was in. But through social outreach programs, literally, I was taught the cello by someone who volunteered the time to teach me the cello. I had people that believed in me and invited me to join the Scottish Opera. I had St Ninians High School in Giffnock accept me even though I lived in the Gorbals because they believed in me. When I was at uni, every year, do you know that Strathclyde gave me a bursary because I was so underprivileged and I was struggling to meet ends? They actually invested in me every year. So there was all these people that joined my path and just helped me, and they saw something. But there was something really special that happened to me that I want to talk about, and it's the 12-second moment. When I was 16, my mum died. I just sat my first hires in 5th year, and I got 2 B's and 2 C's. 2 B's, 2 C's, wasn't great. And as I'm walking along the corridor in St Ninians, a teacher called Mrs. Reynolds comes up to me from English. She says, Michelle, you're going places. But that English grade, that's not good enough for you. Let me help you. That was it. And I remember walking away from that conversation going, it's more than enough. But she got in my head, and I resat English, and things got better. And then I get into university, and then my life story moves on. What's important about that story is that there's so many helpers in life. Your family, your friends, their parents. But sometimes it's a very small moment when someone says something to you that helps you think differently. And this is what I want to talk to you about today. There are people in your life right now that just need that nudge. Gosh, maybe you need that nudge. Maybe someone needs to remind you how great you are and how maybe you should take that job that's very far away and far away from your loved ones. That is what you call a hype person, someone that does that for you. So my ask for everyone, please be a force for good in this world. There's going to be plenty of little Michelles around. And when you see a little Michelle, go and be their hype person. Go and tell them they can do it. And if you need someone to tell you as well, go and ask for help. This is how we change the world. This is how we create a movement. Gosh, why don't we call it the hype movement, where we put a hand out and help someone that we meet on the street today or someone that you love deeply. So, as you graduate now and you go into the world and you're going to embark in great and beautiful things, remember, if a little girl like me from the Gorbals, who had no chances, but through the magical power of friendship and hype people around her, was able to have a life that she couldn't even imagine, other people can too. So that's my ask, graduating class, is that you go out and be a force for good for everyone. Thank you very much, and good luck, everyone.
Vice Principal, in the name of the University and by the authority of Senate, I present to you these students. For the degree of Doctor of Engineering in Medical Devices, Richard Gibson. Olivia May McLeish. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy for Research in the Department of Biomedical Engineering, Fiona Helen Boyd. In Prosthetic and Orthotic Engineering, Rona Campbell. Kirsty Louise Carlisle. For research in the Department of Design, Manufacturing and Engineering Management, Emmanuel Iroseike Abudre. Xiyuan Cheng. Amy Gregg. Yonghan Jian. Rasul Karami. Muhammad Jabil Lamaran. Emma Ann Laurie. Andrew Donald Lolliger. Rebecca Louise McPhee. Hazar Taisier Eid Marji. Ugba Otman. Sagar Sudesh Kumar. Charles Angus Bruce Walker. For the degree of Master of Philosophy for Research in the Department of Design, Manufacturing and Engineering Management, Sarah Jane Hamilton. For the degree of Master of Science in Biomedical Engineering, Durva Prakash Dekke. Ashwata Niveta Rajaran. In Biomedical Engineering with Cell and Tissue Engineering, Shravanti Das. In Engineering Management for Process Excellence, Johan Raphael Stanley. Rajendra Reddy. Safi Rekman. Hari Prashant Sivakumar. In Mechatronics and Automation, Anahid Ghazi Abdelhaib Innuf. In Supply Chain and Logistics Management, Shivan Hemant Darao. Shrejash Vasavadat Hatarki. Pratik Umakant Honrao. Harichandra Prasad Sadhu. Harikumaran Saktivelu. In Supply Chain and Procurement Management, Rubian Mark Christodas. In Supply Chain and Sustainability Management, Ashwin Prabhu Perumal. Sai Vinayak Vijayakumar. For the degree of Master of Engineering in Biomedical Engineering, Robert Barry. Gabriela Margarita Carbonell da Silva. Alex Eloise Kona. Yuan Curry. Rachel Elder. Arlo Ficken. Freya Olivia Feeney. Connor James Flanagan. Cameron William Jamieson. Sirsha May Kinnan. Darak Lavelle. Christina Little. Grant William McClure. Anna Laura Payton. Ben Polwart. Harry Donald Stephen Ross. Hanifia Kanita Sajida. John Alexander Selkirk. Emma June Sherwood. In manufacturing engineering with management, Mark John Allison. Gabriel Jude Bradley. Ayomilekan Giwa. Rhys Stephen McAloon. Tom Morton. In product design engineering, Mackenzie David Ramsey Bover. Rachel Brogan. Kaylin Burns. Callum Devlin. Michael Graham. Taylor Logan Hay. Kier Andrew Jamieson. James Kennedy Luby. Joshua Harry Marchbank. Matt McLeay. Louise Murray. Ini Oluwanimi Olivia Oni. Jack Ransom. Daniel Zuveri. In sports design engineering, Cameron Philip Crooks. Seamus Hugh Michael Donaghy. Mark Fitzpatrick. Michael James Flynn. Jacob Harry Gordon. Lee Jones. Alistair Mackay. Aaron Ross Campbell MacLeod. Jamie McQuillan. Kieran Robert O'Donnell. For the degree of Master in Science in Product Design and Innovation, Louise Catherine Boyle. Alexander Stuart Bryce. Cara O'Neill. Ewan Audaha. Rebecca Oza. Ailsa May Shaw. Erin Sinclair. Jack Graham Harry Williamson. For the degree of Bachelor of Engineering in Biomedical Engineering, Kay Blaine. Louis Blake. Thomas Fulton. Marlene Laverty. Sam Lindsay. Judy Muddy. Mary Martin. Bruce McGarvey. Adam Joel Oliver. Bagif Ramazanov. In Engineering Studies, Naomi Kindred. In Manufacturing Engineering with Management, Shreyash Adarsh. In Product Design Engineering, Becky Alexandra Ballantyne. Leandro Calzetta. Samuel John Good. Mackenzie Griffith. Samuel George Jefferson. Hao Sing Long. Megan McCann. Rania Munch. Neve Ellen Orr. Duncan Alistair Ray. John Alexander Rees. Alessandra Triscari. Jude Alexander Young. In Sports Design Engineering, Owen Griffin. Joel Hanna. Nathan Hunter. Beatrice Eva McConville. Phoebe Rebecca Shaw. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Prosthetics and Orthotics, Pius Michael Sedinam Agorsor. Eugene Opare Agiepong. Liam Alan Ray Bothwell. Lisa Cassidy. Emily Schumann. Tegan Jeffrey. Hannah Alexandra Johnston. Michael McFarland. Anna Christina Makel. Abby Lee Morrison. Daniela Isabel Oyarzun Ulloa. Durgasini Shu Lee. Isabel Lucy Slater. Basil Ayman Tajib. Lisa Mary Walker. In product design and innovation, Favor Akinola. Nathan Cameron Reed Brown. Sean Connolly. Charlotte Ellie Cross. Luis Figliolini Davidson. Rowan DeButler. Alexander Richard Dixon. Samuel Fraser. Emily Goonery. Janine Haveria. Jennifer Bailey Law. Benjamin Alexander Lewis. Ewan Raymond McCartney. Neve Anna MacLeod. Finley George William McClure. Brodie McEwen. Jamie Sawyers. Mark Shorman. Senzo St. Marthy. Daniel Thompson. Katie Watson. Kalen John Robert Wilson. For the degree of Master of Science in Biomedical Engineering with Biomechanics, Abhinav Uttaman. For the degree of Master of Science in Engineering Management for Process Excellence, Sai Vinay Reddy Silam. Karthik Mangloy.
Ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, and most of all, Strathclyde University's newest graduates, it's my pleasure to once again welcome you to this graduation ceremony. Today, all of our graduates have been centre stage, and I would like to begin my address by congratulating all of you once again on your achievements. All of your hard work has paid off, and this has now been formally recognised in front of your families, friends, and the staff who taught and supported you during your time at the university. Let's give our graduates of 2026 a big round of applause. All of our graduates here today have shown great commitment, resilience and determination to arrive at this day. And once the ceremony has concluded, you will be invited to join the academic procession, signifying that you are now full members of the Strathclyde academic community, one which numbers more than 220,000 individuals worldwide. As esteemed members of this community, you join a long line of alumni who have gone on to excel in their chosen fields. This includes David Livingstone, the missionary and explorer, John Logie Baird, who invented television, Dame Eilish Angelini, Scotland's first female Lord Advocate, Helen Liddell and Baroness Annabel Goldie, leading Scottish politicians, and the entrepreneur and philanthropist, Sir Tom Hunter. Now today, we are celebrating your achievements and recognise each of you who have benefited from the active support of your families, friends and supporters, and academically through your lecturers, tutors and supervisors. For the past half hour or so, their applause has rung in your ears as you each in turn crossed the stage to receive your awards. I would now like to invite all of our graduates to show their appreciation for all the support that they have received from their family, friends and supporters. Now, your success, and in turn our success as a university, is in no small part due to the efforts of our staff who are delivering our vision as a leading international technological university that is socially progressive. And you can tell a lot about the values of an organisation by looking at its roots. Strathclyde University traces its lineage back to 1796, when Anderson brought it into being, the only Scottish university founded during the Age of Enlightenment and embodying the Enlightenment principles of reason, tolerance and equality. Anderson's belief in useful learning and his commitment to taking knowledge and using this for the greater good is the motivating force which gives Strathclyde University its momentum today. Anderson not only believed in knowledge for the greater good, but also education for all, what we would call widening access and participation. And Strathclyde University is at the forefront of widening access to higher education by welcoming those with the ability to learn, regardless of their personal circumstances. And 20% of our students each year come from the most challenging areas of the country. Our ethos of useful learning continues to be as relevant today as we seek new knowledge that we can readily apply to global challenges. We are a research-intensive university determined to make a positive difference to the lives of our students, to society and to the world. Through our groundbreaking research, we're helping to change the world for the better. Through our scientists and engineers, we are leading the development of innovative technologies that will facilitate the transition from fossil fuels to clean, sustainable energy sources, such as wind, solar, geothermal and hydrogen. We're developing new drugs along with new manufacturing processes that will provide cheaper, more effective treatments in the fight against cancer and inflammatory disease, whilst also supporting our health services to face the challenge of providing health and social care in the changing demographics of the 21st century. Through our Centre for Sustainable Development, our globally minded staff and students are co-creating solutions with our global partners across academia, society and the public and private sectors to secure real-world impact to tackle the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. We are a focus on entrepreneurial education, and we are helping students and staff to create new, sustainable businesses, as well as supporting economic growth. And we are helping to grow Scotland's manufacturing capabilities through the National Manufacturing Institute Scotland, which is hosted by Strathclyde University. And we are now establishing another innovation centre, named in honour of one of our most successful alumni, businessman Dr. Charles Wang, who donated £50 million to the university, an extremely generous gift given in recognition of the role that this university played in his success. £30 million of this gift will be used to expand the Glasgow City Innovation District, allowing more businesses to co-locate with the university and improve productivity, develop world-class talent, research and technology, and accelerate economic growth. The remainder of this gift enabled the creation of 2 professorial chairs, in international entrepreneurship and in international innovation and business, along with support for research and PhD students. Our global-minded students and staff are also working in sustainable development and helping to address some of the inequalities in India, the Gambia and Malawi by establishing clean water supplies, renewable power sources and healthcare facilities. And we understand the value of working in partnership as we extend our global reach with other leading universities, including Stanford, New York University, MIT, and the National University of Singapore. As a university, we are continually working to enhance our student experience, investing in our campus, as evidenced by our new learning and teaching building and our new Students' Union building, and we are invested in student mental health and wellbeing support services, and placing our students at the heart of everything that we do. Our progress in these areas has been recognised in recent years, and we're the only UK university to win the Times Higher Education University of the Year twice, and we have received 4 Queen's Anniversary Awards and been named Business School of the Year and European Entrepreneurial University of the Year. Strathclyde has also been named the UK's University of the Year for 2026 in the Daily Mail University Guide, and it was noted as being the embodiment of everything that a 21st century university should be. Other highlights from the Faculty of Engineering include the Department of Architecture, where the Centre for Net Zero High Density Buildings is assessing proposals incorporating low carbon materials, sustainable heating and cooling systems, alongside energy storage technologies to support the drive to reducing carbon emissions from heavily populated urban areas. In the Department of Biomedical Engineering, our researchers are playing a key role in developing the next generation of gravitational wave detectors to help astrophysics probe and model the furthest reaches of the cosmos. Staff in the Department of Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering are involved in drone trials between the Edinburgh Bioquarter next to the Royal Infirmary of Edinburgh and Borders General Hospital in Melrose, which can reduce the transfer time for medical samples from several hours down to just 35 minutes. Researchers in biomedical engineering have developed technology-enriched rehabilitation facilities to help stroke survivors access evidence-based levels of rehabilitation for recovery using state-of-the-art equipment. These facilities have been rolled out in community settings in Lanarkshire, Edinburgh and Dundee with a goal to expand further. And researchers in the Department of Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering are helping to shape international guidelines on the safe and sustainable use of space. And through the Metrics project, Strathclyde scientists are identifying and evaluating metrics that can help to assess whether future space missions would be environmentally sustainable. Now, these are just some of the many achievements being made by our students and by our staff. And Strathclyde is being increasingly recognised as a place where things happen, and this is why our graduates are so highly prized by companies and organisations that are looking to recruit the best talent to drive their businesses forward. Our success is in no small part due to the collective efforts, talent and commitment of our staff. The 4,000 colleagues who deliver our vision as a leading international technological university, and like me, they are very proud of your achievements. All of our students learn how to be innovative, enterprising and creative, and they can make a real difference when they go out into the workplace. So go forth with confidence and purpose and with the knowledge that you are capable of great things. And wherever your career takes you, always remember that as a Strathclyde graduate, useful learning carries with it responsibilities that go beyond academic scholarship. And finally, let me offer my sincerest congratulations to you all once again on your achievements, and I hope that you enjoy the remainder of what is a very special day. Thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that now concludes the formal proceedings of this morning, which I know was with quite a high temperature, but I hope that you did enjoy it and that you'll take away very many happy memories of today's event. I would remind you that we now have a reception in our nearby learning and teaching building, in which everyone is invited to come along. And the weather had just got the thumbs up, has remained pleasant enough that we can have an academic procession. And I'll take this opportunity to invite all of our graduates to join that academic procession. So, ladies and gentlemen, once the academic procession has passed, if you could remain in the hall till it does so, and then follows immediately up to the Learning and Teaching building, and we shall see you there for some much needed refreshments. I formally declare that this congregation for the conferment of degrees is closed.